Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I am Ellington, and here we are back with another battle from the GCSL / Apollo Rome2 Tourney. And with this one, we have the final battle between the matchup of Total War Community and Knights of L. So, getting right into things, first off, we can very happily say that, look, we're not on Carthage. That is probably the most exciting part about this here, is that this is the tiebreaker map of Bertigala, and thank God it's not Carthage, because, man, I'm tired of Carthage. Just way too many replays of it, and we, like in my personal games and stuff, we haven't played it, since the tournament because of how much we've messed with this map. So, but getting right into things, let's go ahead and look at the attackers. So, the Total War Community, TWC, won the land battle and took the choice to defend on the final tiebreaker. So, attacking, we have got the Knights of L. And first off, as Swaby, we have Marius 12. And just from what we can see, we've got some Bloodsworn, round shield swordsmen, and some Hexbearers, Club Levy, more Bloodsworn, more round shield swordsmen. Then next to him, well, partially next to him, once again, we can't see much, but we've got Egypt, and Egypt is being commanded by Pieman, and what we can see is two Galatian swords, one thorax, and one carrying axeman. And then the final attacker is all the way on the back here, and we have got Galatia being commanded by Legacy, and what we can see for him, we've got Galatian swords. Looks like a lot of Galatian swords. Wow, that is a ton of 7 Galatian swords there. 1 Celtic tribesman, and we've got some Celtic slinger, or 1 Celtic slinger and a mercenary Syrian archer, and his gen is a noble horse. Now for the defenders, the Total War Community, we've got Arverni here. Arverni is being commanded by H2O. Got a combination of some Chosen Swords, Gallic Hunters, got Celtic Warriors back in the back here, more Chosens, Levy Freeman, and I think 1 Oathsworn for his gen. There's some more Levy Freeman over here. Then we also have got Bactria. Bactria is being commanded by Hannibal Barca, and we've got some Thorough Spears, Thorax Swords, most of his army's over this way. A couple pikemen, some Bactrian Royal Cav, Bactrian Light Horse, mercenary Syrian archers, I believe this is a Eastern Slinger, yep. Thorax Swords, and a bunch of Bactrian Hillmen. Then finally, for TWC, we have got Carthage being commanded by Barrel Games, and for him, we've got a lot of mercenary Gallic warriors, Libyan infantry, Balearic slingers, Cretan archers, and Iberian swords. And then we got 2 African pikes back here, and the general's bodyguard. Yep, so I mean, Bertigal is kind of an interesting settlement. Most people tend to attack this side here, but every once in a while you get some people that do attack from the back here. So let's go ahead and get this thing going. So, interestingly, this is an incredibly short battle. Wow, this is a short battle. 15 minutes, really? Okay, I'm really interested to see what happens here. Alright, artillery fire coming from Carthage. Looks like he is going for a siege tower here. Getting into some round shield swordsmen there. Then Galatia's moving his Galatian swords up pretty quick. Pretty good defense over this way. That is the downside to attacking this back wall. Really, there's only 3 spots to get through. Although it is slightly closer to the capture point. But going down this way is pretty much a death trap. archers from here and archers from there just can slaughter you. Over this way, we got some late Libyan hoplites and a back-trained hillman holding the gate here. Now, interestingly, the attackers, Egypt here, I think he actually made the mistake of bringing the medium siege towers rather than the heavy siege towers. Oh, look at that. Nice hit there. Kleb Levy. Oh. Going through the Galatian swords here. Whew, right at me. Oh, 21 kills now on the Greek Ballista. Now, those are on some pretty cheap troops, but you know what? In the end, kills are kills. If you have the opportunity to get some, it doesn't hurt to go ahead and take them. Now, this is where I'd be going. Yeah, the Thorax Sword is a much more expensive unit to be going after. So, you know, 46 kills, but, you know, good, what, 10 of those were on the Thorax? Now on the back here, I think if I'm Galatia, you know, Galatia probably should have held back a little bit, let the attack on the other side push a little bit more, draw more attention from the defenders, while Galatia kind of, you know, waited or maybe slowly pushed up. But Galatia's going right in here, and he's going to face a pretty good combination of Arverni and Bactria. Got some chosen swords, thorough spears. The Gallic hunters up here from Arverni. Syrian archers. A couple more. There's some more of the troops coming out of the woodworks. Front side. Now this side here is just a nightmare to attack. Look at that. Got a unit coming out of the gate. The Bactrian Hillman coming out on the club levy. But that spot right there is incredibly hard to attack. Typically what you want to do is have like a fixed artillery right here that you can use to shell this area. That will typically help push off the defenders out of this spot. But what tends to happen here is they can set up a kill box here with Javi units. So like their Gallic warriors, their Iberian swords, they can literally just set up that as soon as the units land on the walls, they just Javi them to hell here. So I mean, that's a Thorax sword, I believe. Or okay, Galatian swordmen just getting shredded by Javies. Oh god. Yeah, this side, if you don't have artillery to shell it, is pretty much pointless to attack. It's just so incredibly hard to take this side. Swaby's about to go in now as well with his Bloodsworn. Over here, still, I mean, because that final army is back in the back, they aren't double pushing here. So if they double pushed this, they could have archers on either side to help kind of take this point. But right now, it's basically just Swaby going in, and so Bactria is able to move their troops much further up into the corner here to basically help hold it. So now you got a Bactrian Hillman in front, but a lot of Pila coming from behind, and then the Syrian archers duking it out with the Kimbries. And now here comes the rest of Swaby's units of Berserkers, and then Cretan archers from and Royal Peltas from Egypt. Now backside here, Galatia's up on the walls. Multiple Galatian swords in combat. Got in on some chosen swords here. They're holding here, but getting into combat on the other side here. Lots of thorough spears and archer fire coming in on these Galatian swords. Galatian swords are outmatched against those chosen swords. Now the chosen sword is outnumbered, 78 and a 145 versus 116. But the Javi fire and the archer fire coming from the defenders here is really just tearing apart these Galatians. I've got a Galatian legionary getting on the wall finally. They'll need that to punch through some of these units. Galatian legionaries should easily be able to get through the Chosens. Maybe not easily, but they should be able to do it. You know, chosen swords are a good unit. All right, round shield swordsmen.
You know, what I would probably do here is have like this final Gallic warrior set up to the side here and just shoot right down the way. I mean, your archers, your slingers are doing that now, but you could probably do the same thing with your javies. Iberian swords throwing right over the heads of the Gallic warriors. Now the Bloodsworn going in on the Gallic warriors here. The Bloodsworn should do pretty well there, but in the end, I think the most hardest part there is going to be the amount of javies coming their way. All right, got some breaking coming from the Bactrian Hillman, but we do have a Thorax Sword from Bactria sitting right behind it. So they are making some progress. They are breaking some stuff, but once again, they are getting shelled pretty hard. Swabu was able to use his archers to kick back the Bactrian archers for a little bit, but I think Bactria is coming back to fight. Got the 3 Syrian archers. They should do really well against these Cimbri. Bactrian Hillman with 31. 176 on the round shield swordsman. Nicely done there. But I believe that was all on Bactrian Hillman, so I guess maybe not quite as nice. All right, Bloodsworn just got shredded. They are breaking. They're going to be gone. The backside here, Galatia trying to force their way into the side here. They actually do have units on the walls, but they are just getting a toe in the water here. Do have some Galatian legionaries, that are getting into the Chosen. So finally, they've got their hard hitters coming in to do the work. But man, they are just barely getting their feet wet here. Especially if Arverni were to throw Oathsworn in, Galatia really doesn't have any answer to it at the moment. So I think that's something that Galatia's got to hope that Arverni does not do. Do have some breaking here. Chosen Sword about to break. So 2 Galatian legionaries about to be able to engage. I assume he'll probably throw one here and then bring another one off to the right. And over here we've got a Galatian legionary in on a Chosen Sword. Then some Celtic tribesmen and some Galatian swords engaging Thorough Spears. On the other side, not much more progress. We got the Thorax Sword from Egypt trying to make a push, on the gate here, but it's just not going well. We got the Sam Knights and the Late Libyan Hoplites holding that, so that's going to be a little bit tough. Bactrian Hillmen are starting to fall, but I mean, we kind of expected that to happen. They were kind of a meat shield. But now we've finally got the archers from Egypt up here. So the combination of the archers from Egypt and the archers from Swaby may be able to help them get a toe here. Libyan infantry, Thorax Swords, the Thorax Swords from Egypt falling back and engaging the side here. I think at this point you just give up on this side. There's really no point to try and take this side of the wall. I think if you do, you're literally just wasting troops. A lot of archer fire coming from Egypt here. Not too many kills yet, though. Now the Cimbris are doing all right, getting some kills. All right, Galatian legionaries finally broke through the Chosen Sword. So Arverni threw in a Levy Freeman to hold that Galatian legionary back. Then we got a secondary legionary here. Now we've got okay, so no Wars Gen is there, but they are putting some more legionaries onto the wall. Big push here. Right now, there we go. Okay, so I was going to say there's way too much into that combat. He's pulling one off. You might be able to get it around to the side like that. Now, these going to have to actually disengage it and go there, because apparently the Galatian legionaries from over here are already dead. Good Lord. 17 kills, 79 kills, 46 kills. Gosh, the archer fire from the Gallic hunters are just laying into Galatia. look at all the dead bodies from that spot. Now this is where Galatia is in a lot of trouble here. The Oathsworn versus the Galatian Legionaries is going to be a tough fight. A couple screenshots from that. Now he is taking a secondary unit, and he's going to use the wall and sneak around the Oathsworn. And Arverni is probably going to need to take that Levy Freeman and engage him there. I don't know if he saw it, because yeah, this Galatian Legionary is through the back here and getting into the Levy Freeman from Arverni. Now Arverni, he's got a Gallic Hunter going to go help it out. It looks like it's out of ammo, 131 kills on it. This one's 89 kills. Now we've got some Celtic Warriors coming around to support that side. The two Galatian Legionnaires, 164 and 62. But this side is not looking great here. That side right there is looking really just not good. And Galatia looks very, very low on infantry. That's why I personally think that Galatia probably should have done a slow push onto this side while Swaby and Egypt came into this side. To be perfectly honest, I think they probably should have attacked together. Leaving one faction off all by his lonesome over there is tough. It's not very often that you see it work. You know, it's a lot more micro for one person, while the defenders can either stack more stuff together, or just it's a lot less micro for them because they have a lot less places that they have to kind of micro or move around. Looks like they thought about maybe going through this gate, but I really hope they don't. That gate is still controlled by the defenders, and if you walk through it, this Thorax Sword will die. Will die a very painful death. Swaby, please don't keep going up this wall. It's just a death trap. You will die. Now they moved their archers off to the left. I mean, they're trying to counter off the Carthaginian archers, but in the end, I just don't think it's going to be, I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, man, like, I just got a minute left. I'm not really sure where this battle's going. I mean, Galatia's done. You know, Arverni is starting to collapse in on this side. On this side, they're not getting through anything. They're out of infantry. Their archers just got caught. Archers with no ammo are just being completely decimated here. Yeah, Galatia's pretty much out. And, I mean, the only thing that I could think of is that the attackers concede here. 30 seconds left. Swaby and Egypt still have a decent chunk amount. Not enough that they're going to lose in 20 seconds. But I do think that by this point, even if this weren't at this time, this would not be looking good for the attackers. I mean, they lost a lot in this spot. And then Galatia on the other side just really got beat hard. Just a tough one here. And that's, yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that the attackers conceded. I'm assuming that since Galatia lost, they basically realized that they couldn't win it. So let's go look at the kills here. I accidentally forgot to do that on the land battle. I really apologize. So Carthage here with 1,039 kills. So, I mean, his archers didn't do much. They didn't need to do much. A lot of infantry with really not much done at all. 139, 121 on the Gallic Warriors. 167 on the Sam Knights. Then H2O here is Arverni with 1,837 kills. He was the one who mainly took on Galatia. Archers did really well. 188, 140, 134. A lot of his infantry, once again, barely did anything. 146, 179, 203, 197, 190 on his chosen swords. Then Levy Freeman didn't have to do much. Then 90 on this one here. Hannibal Barca as Bactria with 1,003 kills. A lot of stuff that didn't do anything. Pikes, nothing. Thorax swords, nothing. 159 on that. 130 on the thorough spear, so nicely done there. Even the hillman, 91, 72, 72. Then for the attackers, we have Legacy as Galatia. Archers, not much. His infantry, 111, 95, 90, 96, 176, 174. Then the Galatian swords just really got tore up. Marius with 1,005 kills. Once again, like they conceded before some of the stuff even did anything. 0, 0, 0. Archers, not a whole lot. 141 on the Bloodsworn. 238 on the Round Shield Swordsman. Nicely done there. Then Pieman as Egypt, once again, they didn't, none of this did anything. None of that did anything. 236 on the Thorax, so nicely done on there. I think it just, they tried an attack. It didn't work, and they think they basically just kind of said, there's no point in wasting the time and continuing the attack that we know we're going to lose. But that is going to be it, and that is it for this matchup between Total War Community and Knights of L. Thank you so much for joining and watching this. Leave a comment down in the comment section. I would love to know what you guys have thought. I love hearing from you guys. I try to respond as much as I possibly can, but we will see you guys next time.